Good afternoon and welcome to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. Today is September 21 and guys, it's almost 1 year now since I've been hosting Sports Talk. Actually, next week Saturday will be my 1 year anniversary show that I'll be hosting Sports Talk. So I'm very much excited about that, and we have lots and lots planned for you next week. But this week we're gonna be talking football and some more football, and then we might throw in some football. I'm hoping that my special guest will be able to join me some point in the show. If not, then you'll hear. You guys will definitely hear about it. But yeah, I hope you guys have had an amazing week. I hope you were able to catch up with some football. And no, we'll have CPL too, so it's not football alone. All right, let me not be like that. It's not mostly football, but it's a lot of football. Let me just say that. But yeah, so the Caribbean Premier League is going on. ISA, schoolboy football, is going on. A Champions League started with the new format. English Premier League is still going on. You guys know that I'm not going to say we don't pay attention to the other leagues in the world, but yeah, we don't pay them to mind. But what else? Well, Jamaica Premier League, of course. You guys know Jamaica Premier League has a special place in my heart. Now have 14 teams in the Jamaica Premier League. I'm so excited for that. Premier League actually kicked off last week, and it's been good going so far. I don't think any surprise. We'll get to the results of last week, and then I will tell you what the games that are coming up this weekend. We also had the Caribbean Champions Cup. I think we had 2 teams, or no, Cavalier participating in that. And then we also heard from JFF as it relates to the Reggae Girls. Some Reggae Girls football will be coming to the island, and they'll be playing some people. So we'll get you the press release as it relates to the Reggae Girls. So excited again to be with you. I think I haven't been able to stream. So to the people on Facebook and YouTube, especially joining us, Love 101 FM on Facebook and YouTube, big ups to you. And of course, if you want to join in on the conversation, it is 9973125. You can WhatsApp me there. And you guys didn't tell me last week, and I'm watching all of y'all. You guys didn't tell me last week which are the 14 teams you're carrying for the Jamaica Premier League. Yeah, I think I asked that question last week. I didn't get any response, so that's still out to get. Tell me what team you're going to be following, what team is yours for the Jamaica Premier League, and what, I guess, schoolboy football team. You guys already know what team I support. No need for me to say it. It's not a secret. There is no secret. There is no secret. But yeah, so looking forward to an exciting show today. Do have an exciting show planned for you guys, and just to keep you updated on what is happening and what is not happening. And I actually have a CPL game to talk about, because if you watch the game, what's it? No, okay, Trinidad and Tobago Knight Riders versus the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, because they are the newest. So what has happened is that the Falcons have really become the Jamaica Tallawahs spin-off, because most of the persons or players who were playing last year for the Jamaica Tallawahs, they are now playing for the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons. So I have something to talk about, because persons have asked me about that particular match and my thoughts on that particular match. So I am going to talk about that. So I guess we can start off today with some cricket, since everything else will be football, yeah? All right, so first of all, let me give you the standings as it relates to the Caribbean Premier League. The Barbados Royals, they are currently at the top of the table, now played 6 games and they have 10 points. So they've won 5 and lost 1. Guyana Amazon Warriors, they're second on 8 points. Same as the Trinidad and Tobago Knight Riders, who are also on 8 points, but the Amazon Warriors having a better net run rate. The St. Lucia Kings, they are now on 8 points as well. So let me tell you, the net run rate for Guyana is 1.052. The net run rate for Trinidad and Tobago Knight Riders is 0.411, and the net run rate for St. Lucia Kings is 0.133. So all those 3 teams are currently in second, third, and fourth. And then you have the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, who have already played 9 games, and then the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, who they've played 9 games also. St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, they're on 2 points. The possibility of them going through to the playoffs is now not possible. And the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, they are on 6 points. I think there's still a possibility, but it will take a big thing from them for them to go through to the playoffs. So the current teams in the playoffs are the top 4 teams. And yeah, so that's what. Since morning, we did have a game since morning for the CPL, the St. Lucia Kings. They defeated the Royals by 7 wickets. So the St. Lucia Kings, they made 97 for 3. Wait. Huh? Okay. No. Let me go again. The St. because what I'm seeing cannot be right. The Barbados Royals made 96 for 9. And then the St. Lucia Kings made 97 for 3. Yeah. I'm not even like, seriously? This is like Corey Gold cricket. What? Okay, so the match that I was referring to earlier was the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons. They beat the Trinidad and Tobago Knight Riders by 6 wickets. Now, people, 2 things happened in that game, and I want to talk about the first one. All right, so what happened is that Wasim is from Pakistan, I believe, right? He was so they bowled the ball, and then he was adjudged to be LBW. Then the LBW decision was reviewed. Up to this point, I cannot. They didn't show who reviewed the play, but I'm assuming it's if the umpire gave out, it could not be the bowling side that would have reviewed. So it would have been Wasim that reviewed the LBW. The batsman would have reviewed the LBW decision. Now, usually, when a decision in cricket is being reviewed, what will happen is that the umpire would indicate for you to stay on the field until the decision is, the third umpire gives the decision of whether or not out, because they have to check the front foot, they have to check the ball tracking, all of that to see if it's hitting the wickets, and if it's not, then it needs to be missing for a certain point for them to overturn, because the on-field umpire would have already given it out. Cool, follow me. So Wasim leaves the field, goes over the boundary. You're not supposed to do that, by the way, unless you are retired out or retiring hurt. Cool. So Wasim leaves the pitch, almost up in the dressing room of the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, and then the decision from the third umpire comes back to say that Wasim is not out. The ball actually, not that the ball was missing the wickets, but his bat touched the ball before it touches leg, which how a LBW is given. Cool. So in that case, the ball was considered a dead ball. Here is where the drama happened, because Wasim is now seeing that he's not out, coming back on the pitch. Pollard is mad. What's his name? Is it Raymond Reefer or the other one? Mad. The Falcons dugout is them sending Wazim back on the field. The Night Riders dugout is them upset, obviously visibly upset. Pollard is at the umpire and he is saying, no, but him leave the field already. So even if him out, this is like 10, 5 minutes. I said, no, man. And like I left, went to do something. I came back to the match. The same thing was still happening. And I'm like, this is crazy. But I went to look at the rules, right? Because you know homies stay, but you know, love read rules, apparently. So it is at the discretion, let me just say, and I'm paraphrasing here. So if batsman is given out, he leaves the field, he is supposed to remain off the field. But also there is a rule in terms of the discretion of the umpire to say whether or not he thinks he should be readmitted to the game. So that happens, right? And Wazim continues batting in the game. Coming down to like the second to last over now. Same Wazim. Tell you know. So they're running. So by now, Antigua and Barbuda, the Falcons, they by now very close in terms of winning the game now. Because they hit some sixes, hit some fours, and the game was now for them to win. And they were running in between the wickets. And Wazim accidentally, so he's running, they're taking 2 runs because the ball didn't go far, but they're, putting the fielder under pressure. So they're running 2 runs, and the ball accidentally, with Wazim's back turned, running towards the wicketkeeper, his bat accidentally hit on the ball accidentally hit on his bat and goes for 4. So again, the Night Riders, so they would have run 2 and then the boundary, so that would have considered 6 runs. So them get 6 runs right there. So, and of course, again, the Night Riders, they were unhappy. But in what was interesting in the post-match interview by Kieran Pollard, because he's the captain of the Night Riders, and it was interesting to see that he said, and he is not like this, but it was interesting to see him take that stance, because when he was asked about the decision that happened in terms of the LBW that was turned over and the ball hitting on the bat accidentally and going to the boundary, he just said, he wouldn't comment. And I found that interesting, because usually Pollard is a man of many words. The man is a man of many words. Take it from me. He's a man of many words. But it was good to see him being the better person in the situation. And maybe he has had some growth. I'll give it to him. Maybe maybe he's had some growth. But one of the things I want to say is that cricket can be such an unpredictable sport. I tell people this all the time. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. And because, to be clear, if Wazim had intentionally hit the ball to the boundary, he would have been out. So that was a very interesting game. It was a very it was a very interesting game. Boy, I tell you, like, if I'm like, I wouldn't want to be in any of those positions, because I'm not sure if I would have taken it like the Trinidad and Tobago Night Riders. But we're gonna go for a quick break, our first break here on Sports Talk. We'll be right back.
Update your status in a real life. Go HIV test today.
Just 15 minutes, say your status clear. Real long life of a story.
The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is...
It's now 1:15 p.m.
Can we do one more? Oh, God!
Journey, the title of the new album featuring the best of Junior Tucker. Let's celebrate the journey with Don Panton, Papa San, Carlene Davis, Prodigal Son, Paul Blake, and Everything Chris at Solarfield Chapel Church, 9 Solarfield Road, on Saturday, September 28th at 6 p.m. Tickets are available at Spur Open Online or in person at Family Word and Worship Church, 6 Belmont Road. $5,000 for adults and $1,500 for children. See you there.
Yeah, yeah. Sing it again, sing it again. Oh, yes.
The report is out.
What report?
The Constitutional Reform Committee's report of recommendations
Recommendations on what?
on how we move from a monarchy to a republic, of course.
So what's in it?
The creation of the office of president and changes to our parliament. Yes, man. It also includes a new qualification for membership in parliament. I know you want to see that one.
Read the full report at roadtorepublic.mlca.gov.jm.
We are on the road to republic.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. Let me make sure so the people on Facebook and YouTube that they are seeing me. All right, fantastic. So we're gonna skedaddle over to some football. The Reggae Girls released yesterday by the Jamaica Football Federation. We hear that they are going to be playing some matches, and I'm just gonna go through the press release. So this was yesterday by the Jamaica Football Federation, September 20. Right. So it says the Jamaica Football Federation have confirmed 3 friendly internationals for the Reggae Girls as they continue their preparation for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup qualifiers, which that will kick off in 2025. The Reggae Girls, they will be playing a friendly international against world number 10 France, and they give the date that would be Friday, October 25, and then also they will be playing 2 home matches, November 24 and December 2, and those games will be played against South Africa. Yes. And of course, well, we will hear more about that. But it's good to see that the girls are getting some play time towards the end of the year. So we are very, 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 very happy to see that our girls will get some game time. Yes. I think it's been a while we've seen our girls in action. I think the last time was probably a few months ago. We saw them in action. So that was good to see. That was good to see for the girls. And we're looking forward to what will happen. I think now that they kind of have more tournaments in terms of Caribbean tournaments to play, because I think they have the CONCACAF Nations League. They will be introducing a version for the women, and there's something else. So, and of course, know that the issues between JFF and the girls have been, I guess you can say, settled. And yeah, I guess you can say settled. Then yeah, that's that. It's good to see. It's good to see. It's good to see. Good to have. Good to see all that jazz. Also, we heard earlier this week that our star striker Khadija Bonishaw was not able to travel with her squad to play UEFA because she did not. There was some visa issues. So I guess administrators across the world, they have a general issue of not sorting out things, or one assuming that things are sorted out. I must say that, because at this point, if the PFA player cannot, if like she was even injured, you had so much time to sort out this visa thing. And man, but just some days, you guys know how I feel about these things. You guys know that I feel strongly about these items, because why? Yeah, why have to suffer under these things? All right, so the Champions League started its new format, and I did say that I was going to give some information on how this new format works. Not today. Not gonna give you. I mean, one day, maybe next week, we'll dive into what the new format looks like. But I can't definitely give you the results of the first round from the Champions League. Yes, the entire results from match day one. So Aston Villa, they defeated Young Boys 3-love. Juventus, they defeated PSV by 3-1. Liverpool, they defeated Milan 3-1. Bayern Munich, they defeated Genk 9-2. Real Madrid defeated Stuttgart 3-1. Sporting defeated Lille 2-love. Sparta defeated Salzburg 3-love. Bologna and Shakhtar, they played to a 0-0 draw. Celtic, they defeated that club 5-1. Manchester City Inter played to a 0-0 draw. Interesting. What the result I'm looking for? Why am I not seeing it? And okay, Monaco defeated Barcelona 2-1. Important result. Important result. Of course, Paris Saint-Germain, they won their game. Atletico Madrid, they won their game. Arsenal Atlanta played to a 0-0 draw. It was an okay day for all the top sides in the first on match day one of the UEFA Champions League. Obviously, the Champions League, what I can tell you now is that the teams will be playing more football. That's all. So it will be interesting to see how it is that everything is balanced with the Champions League in this new format. And of course, still the domestic league, still having the same amount of matches, how these players, how their bodies will cope, if they get injured, how the recovery time will be. I am looking forward to that because I don't know. I don't know that it's going to be for the players. I don't know. It's quite interesting. It's going to be an interesting time, and we're definitely looking forward to that. Another thing that's going on. Well, I will leave the Jamaica Premier League. You're probably wondering, saying, Kathya, you haven't heard anything about the Jamaica Premier League. Yes, I'm going to talk about the Jamaica Premier League, but we're going to talk about that in the second half of the show, and you will understand why I've left it that way. All right, so let's go to the English Premier League. Let's give you some results from this week. So since morning, Chelsea, my side, defeated West Ham 3-0. Southampton and Ipswich, they played to a 1-1 draw. Leicester Everton played to a 1-1 draw as well. Aston Villa, they defeated Wolves 3-1. Fulham, they played Newcastle. They defeated Newcastle 3-1 as well. Tottenham, same result against Brentford 3-1. Liverpool defeated Bournemouth 3-0. And Crystal Palace and Manchester United played to a 0-0 draw. Shocker. Brighton, the games left to come for this weekend will be Brighton against Nottingham Forest and Manchester City. They will play Arsenal, and that should be an interesting game tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Jamaica time. So for all the Manchester City and Arsenal fans, you have something to look forward to. I mean, the table is still pretty early, so I'll still give you the table is currently being led by Liverpool, Man City. So this is the top four: Liverpool, Man City, Aston Villa, Chelsea, and at the bottom we have Everton, Wolves, and Southampton. So currently all the promoted teams are above the relegation zone. I mean, it's still pretty early in the season, but at least they've been putting on a decent performance so far. And then, of course, we'd look forward to the games that are to be played next weekend, because I'll then give you the results when next weekend. So I'll give you those games. Next weekend, Newcastle, they will play Manchester City. Arsenal plays Leicester. Chelsea plays Brighton. Brentford plays West Ham. Everton plays Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest, they play Fulham. Wolves play Liverpool. Ipswich, they play Aston Villa. Manchester United, they play Tottenham. Guys, you guys know. Okay, I'm still talking. That's okay. Don't even say a word. Okay, Bournemouth, they play Southampton. So yeah, early days in the English Premier League, and we're looking forward to the other results that will come for the English Premier League. People, my guest is here, and if him never turn up today, it would have been war. So we thank God. We thank God that I don't have to war anybody. I don't have to fight anybody. Yeah. We're gonna go for a break on Sports Talk. We'll be right back.
I am so happy for back to school. But wow, getting back to a quiet house comes at a price, right? Flo knows how to easy work for back to school. With a $15,000 gift card to help take care of your back to school expenses and a free school bag. The books aren't going to carry themselves, right? Make back to school easier and sign up for Yard and Road. Get internet at home and mobile on the go for only $5,300 plus GCT. Flo Yard and Road makes every day better. Visit a Flo store today. Conditions apply.
Attention seniors! Great news! Your September 2024 social pension payment is now available for collection. Simply check your text messages to confirm your payment details. For more information, call 876-922-8007 or visit the ministry's website, mlss.gov.jm. The Social Pension Program, caring for our elders. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
Get ready for another inspiring time inside Love in the Morning with me, your host, Jokal Dyer, this Monday, September 23. Listen throughout the show for tips on how to become the best version of who you are in the feature Becoming You. Grab your cup of coffee and start the day right with the Morning Coffee Pick Me Up devotional at 6 a.m. Cruise with Love on your radio at 7 a.m. inside Drive Time Jammings with great music to lift your day. At 8:30 a.m. inside The Healthy Way, we'll be joined by gynecologist Dr. Astrid Bachelor, who will give insight on perimenopause. 9:30 is Something More, brought to you by the Faith Cathedral Deliverance Center. So stick and stay with us this Pick Me Up Monday inside Love in the Morning, 5 to 10 a.m. on the family station, Love 101.
It's alright, just wake up. It's another time to move inside Alive 1 to 4:30 this Make Me Move Monday, September 23. Get ready for the brain testing mental at 1:45. Then at 2 o'clock, we bring in the prayer bells of heaven with our prayer blast feature. 2:15 inside Body Talk. We look at headaches. So stick and stay with us for another informative program about your health. You can't afford to miss it. Then at 3:15, we energize our souls spiritually with a word from God to strengthen our faith as we get closer to God day by day. So stick and stay for it. All this and more will come your way this Make Me Move Monday. It's Alive, 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. September 23 on the family station, Love 101.
The Love Jockey is on duty every Saturday inside Youth Connection. Don't miss the hype. Don't miss the tunes. Don't miss the excitement with your boy, DJ Rebirth. Saturdays at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on the family station, Love 101. At 3 p.m., your DJ runs the gospel rhythms. Hot. Tune in at 4 p.m. for a time where we share a word to grow your mind. GYM? Grow your mind? Jim. Get it? Grow your mind. And at 4:30 p.m., we share with you how young people are giving all their time and fulfilling their purpose inside Ministry in Action. We get a taste of poetry and spoken word inside Poetry and Praise. And you get to send us a WhatsApp message and request your favorite gospel song inside Gospel Faves at 5. All this and more every Saturday at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. with your love jock, your boy, DJ Rebirth. It's all here on the family station, Love 101.
Youth Connection. Shubopti and them figured him provide everything on guide people we trot. Shubopti and them figured him alone make we appear when we did chat. Hey.
welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. People, let me tell you, let me start by saying this was supposed to happen last week, but some people, they were just, and I'm not going to say he was just too busy. He was just working hard. Let me just say he was just working hard, but I am happy to have my guest. Oh yeah, you guys can see me. Make sure so the people them can see you.
Yeah, you can see me.
All right, hold on. Let me just also make sure so them can hear you. Right, good. So people, our guest is Owen Hill, and I know I'm going to get it wrong. So let me not even. You're the CEO of
Professional Football Jamaica Limited.
You see, because I was going to say something else. No matter how I write this dog, it not sticking. But good afternoon, Mr. Hill. How are you?
I am wonderful,
It's good to have you.
Jesus is good. Jesus is good. He's alive and well.
And you are alive and well. It's good to see you. It's good to have you. It's good to have you. I'm so excited to talk to you about this Jamaica Premier League and the work of the PFJL, the work that the PFJL and your team have been doing. I was telling my listeners last week that I'd gone to the launch.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I expected, no, let me tell you, because, let me not say that I'm used to substandard, but I'm just used to people just flinging things together and just calling it a launch and not making it like a people-friendly type of atmosphere. So you just come in, you just do business, and then, okay, thanks for coming, go back. But it was more than that, and it was good to see all the persons that you guys got to come out. It was good to see some of the coaches out, some of the players out, and it really shows me how much work you guys have done in terms of the integration of this product of the Jamaica Premier League.
Yeah, for sure. It was, again, second staging, Ray and nephew, jumping in very big and doing it how they know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're inclusive. We're always ensuring that all the stakeholders who are a part of the ecosystem build out stay engaged, and that's the only way we can grow. So thanks for coming.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to the I guess the real deal now. So we have 14 teams now. So we moved from 10.
We moved from 12.
12 to 14.
Right. Yeah, I mean the talent exists in the country. What we're trying to do right now is to create structures that the talent can matriculate into and then be exposed. So we have 14 teams.
So is there anything new in terms of how the format will go this season?
For sure. A massive change in the Premier League this year is that we'll have 3 rounds. So each team gets to play 39 games in the regular season.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. That's even more than that's even more than the Barclays Premier League.
Wow.
Right. And then we have the playoff period. So if you're in the top 6, you get to play another set of games. But again, it was a massive change from what we had last year and previous years. There was a period that we had 3 rounds, but that's about 10 years ago.
Right.
And then you had less teams.
That's when you guys had the, what you call it? The champion, like you guys had a cup each time or something like that.
Right. But this year, like I said, that's massively different. We have 3 rounds, consistent football. And I think 3 rounds over 8 months, no other program, no other product, no other property has that many executions to be dealing with and, just provide that consistent growth. And that was very clear. How is it that we're going to develop our players?
Right.
How is it that we're going to have them transition, especially after they would have been playing in the schoolboy competitions? Then we need to facilitate that. And I think it's gonna work out for our good.
Right. So talk about I'm glad you mentioned schoolboy competition, because one of the things that I think we've struggled with over the years is creating the balance of this the teams in terms of the players who are eligible to play in the Jamaica Premier League, and then balancing when they play schoolboy football and when they're able to play Jamaica Premier League. Has there been any discussions as to how we're gonna smooth out that process?
Yeah, I would say there are consistent discussions happening. I mean, ISA, they actually instituted a rule this year. So if you're playing in any schoolboy football competition, you're eligible to play. And let me very much highlight the word eligible, because it doesn't mean you have to play. So you're eligible to play. However, the caveat in the whole rule is that if you play in the schoolboy football tournament, then you play in the Premier League, you have to wait 6 days, after which you can engage again in schoolboy football. I mean, there are question marks around the number of days that you have to wait, but the truth is, in principle, the rule is great, because what it does, it provides eligibility. However, it still protects the players
themselves, right?
And then, just ensuring that there's no overwork, especially with the younger ones.
Well, I'm actually happy to hear that, because I think that's something that we've suffered from, and especially with, I can say, the defending champions having most of their team being schoolboy football players. I'm sure that they're especially happy with that. And of course, the other teams that have schoolboy football players, especially because, I mean, now that we've seen stars like Kaheem Dixon leaving from the Costa Cup, schoolboy, played in the Premier League for the rest of his season, and now with Charlton Athletic. I mean, that must say that something is right about what is being done.
Correct. So, and I mean, he's an anomaly, but we want to create more of those. We want to create more Kahims that can use schoolboy football, springboard into the Premier League, and then, offshoot into global football. And that's essentially what we want. We want them to use this as the opportunity. And the truth is, when you look at global football, there are some key things that they measure us from. The number of minutes played.
Yeah.
That's your marketability goes all the way up. If you're young and then you've played a lot of senior football. So this gives them an opportunity, and we want to create more of that conveyor belt out. Where people see this as a viable career alternative.
Sounds fantastic, because I mean, I'm sure you haven't played Premier League yourself. It's way different from when you
right now I want to suit up. I feel like I can, give me 6 months hard training, and I can probably play like 20 minutes.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot. I never expected you to say so much. All right, talk to me now about the new teams that are in the Jamaica Premier League this year.
Well, we have two. So the process is 2 up, 2 down, meaning you have a promotion, demotion. We have 2 teams that were promoted. Chapelton Maroons, they actually were in the Premier League 2 seasons ago, and they got demoted. So they came back like 1 year after, which is good. Credit to the setup down there. And then you have Racing United, which is also a fantastic team out of, I would say, the greater Portmore region, into Spanish Town. And those 2 teams, they're hungry. I mean, we've played 1 week already. Chapelton won and Racing lost. However, both teams actually excited everybody. And I think people were happy to see what they're doing, because, again, if you gamble, then you probably would gamble that these 2 teams are going to be relegated again, based on the history. The teams that go up generally come back down. But I think these 2 have something else to say, because they're quite equipped. And I suspect they'll be challenging a whole lot for the season.
Okay, that's fantastic to hear, because I did get to watch the Chapelton Maroons game, and I'm pretty impressed by their setup. I have to say that.
Yeah.
I think they played some very good football, and I see them giving the bigger teams in the competition some challenge. Which is always good, because so one of the things that the JFF released earlier in was it last week or the week before, just before the Premier League started, was the licensing of the clubs. Now, last year we moved from 4 clubs. Now we have
11.
11.
We have 14. All 14 are actually licensed nationally, but we have 11 of the 14 that are regionally licensed.
Talk to me about that.
That's massive. Again, it speaks directly to standard setting. for us to be able to qualify and play in CONCACAF, which is really where the vision ought to be for every club. Then there are some certifications, club licensing standards that all teams will have to engage in. And for us, if we have 11 or 14, that's more than 80% of our teams being able to qualify and represent properly when it gets to that stage. And I think it's massive because the work that is being done internally in the clubs is showing. They have to provide audited financials. They have to ensure that there's a proper governance arrangement. Minutes must be taken from meeting and the things that are necessary in the overall ecosystem for club development. Our clubs are actually moving in that direction. So I think that's a massive move, and just the kind of collaboration, because the JFF is the governing body, and they are the ones who have over the years ensured or enforced the standards to move from 4 to 11 in
a season.
In a season,
Yeah.
I think that's massive. That's more than
that's more than I mean,
that's 100% increase,
right.
definitely. So I think that's good.
All right. So one of the things that I kind of observed during the launch is in terms of your sponsors now for this year, but not only that, but the partnerships that have been created. So speaking specifically to Arnett Gardens and Dream Entertainment, now taking football to a next level, I'd say, because this is music entertainment with sports entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about how do you feel about just the clubs forming that type of partnership?
Yeah, well, it's very, very good. We've set the tone pretty much. Our role ideally is to create viability within the space, commercial viability. So that was a amalgamation of several discussions. Like over 6 months, we've been courting the dream team, essentially just providing them with opportunities, showing them the pathway that can be. And it was just right that they jumped in. They looked at several other teams. So I'm not, it's not just for an Arnett situation. And then we can speak to the whole Veer merger with Phoenix All-Stars. So there's a number of moves strategically that we were always trying to make and showing the value in this whole product. Because let's face it, football is a big business and it requires investment.
Yeah.
And globally, when you look at it, that's how it's going to grow. So we have to pair our organizations with investor organizations who are nationalistic by nature as well, because we're trying to build back the communities, and sport is the number one way to do that.
Definitely. We are talking with Owen Hill. He is the CEO of the PFJL. We're going to go for a break right here on Sports Talk. And when we come back, we'll be talking more Jamaica Premier League.
Love 101 invites you to set your day before it begins with midnight prayer and praise, Mondays at midnight. It's the third prayer watch, a period of much spiritual activity. You will be strengthened during this time of prayer and praise. Midnight prayer and praise is during the third watch of the night, the time to strengthen yourself spiritually and seek direction. Time to command your day. Midnight prayer and praise, Mondays at midnight through to 3 a.m. early Tuesday morning. 3 hours to set your day with prayers offered in each hour. Midnight prayer and praise is on the family station, Love 101.
Get ready for another inspiring time inside Love in the Morning with me, your host, Jakal Dyer, this Monday, September 23. Listen throughout the show for tips on how to become the best version of who you are in the feature Becoming You. Grab your cup of coffee and start the day right with the Morning Coffee Pick Me Up devotional at 6 a.m. Cruise with Love on Your Radio at 7 a.m. inside Drive Time Jammings with great music to lift your day. At 8:30 a.m. inside The Healthy Way, we'll be joined by gynecologist Dr. Astrid Bachelor, who will give insight on perimenopause. 9:30 is Something More, brought to you by the Faith Cathedral Deliverance Center. So stick and stay with us. This Pick Me Up Monday inside Love in the Morning, 5 to 10 a.m. on the family station, Love 101.
It's alright, just wake up.
It's another time to move inside Alive 1 to 4:30 this Make Me Move Monday, September 23. Get ready for the brain testing mental at 1:45. Then at 2 o'clock, we bring in the prayer bells of heaven with our prayer blast feature. 2:15 inside Body Talk. We look at headaches. So stick and stay with us for another informative program about your health. You can't afford to miss it. Then at 3:15, we energize our souls spiritually with a word from God to strengthen our faith as we get closer to God day by day. So stick and stay for it. All this and more will come your way this Make Me Move Monday. It's Alive, 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. September 23 on the family station, Love 101.
The Love Jockey is on duty every Saturday inside Youth Connection. Don't miss the hype. Don't miss the tunes. Don't miss the excitement with your boy, DJ Rebirth. Saturdays at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on the family station, Love 101. At 3 p.m., your DJ runs the gospel rhythm. Hot, hot. Tune in at 4 p.m. for a time where we share a word to grow your mind. GYM? Grow your mind? Jim. Get it? Grow your mind. And at 4:30 p.m., we share with you how young people are giving all their time and fulfilling their purpose inside Ministry in Action. We get a taste of poetry and spoken word inside Poetry and Praise. And you get to send us a WhatsApp message and request your favorite gospel song inside Gospel Faves at 5. All this and more every Saturday at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. with your love jock, your boy, DJ Rebirth. It's all here on the family station, Love 101.
Youth Connection. Shuboti and them figured he provide everything on guide with power chat. Shuboti and them figured him alone make we appear when we did chat. Hey, hey.
Welcome back to Sports Talk on the family station, Love 101 FM. People, if you ever hear what Owen just, I'm just focus. Yeah. So we're still talking to the CEO of the PFJL, Mr. Owen Hill, who is decked out in his Jamaica Premier League stuff. I forgot to ask him where we can get them things here. So he's gonna tell us about that because I know they do have a partnership with a sports apparel company. So since you're talking about your outfit, talk to me, Owen, about this partnership with Admiral Sports.
That's another big one. Again, let me reiterate, our mandate is always to commercialize the sport so that it becomes financially viable for the stakeholder groups. So the partnership with Admiral, we were courting them for quite some time, getting stuff from them through Locker Room. And I think this year what solidified the whole thing was what they saw last year in the playoffs.
Right.
So the actual owner of Admiral came to Jamaica and he saw the playoffs and he was just blown away by the whole thing. And he's like, hi, we need to strengthen this partnership. So we have a 3-year partnership for the next 3 years to come with Admiral. And what that does, it gives us the leverage to plan properly and to keep woven into the overall storyline, the information about the communities and the clubs and that kind of thing. So when you look at the jerseys this year, it's going to be, they are fire if you're talking about, just the how it looks, how it feels.
especially my club. I won't tell you who my club is.
Tell me who is your club.
Where do I live?
Tell me who's your
Where
club.
do I live? There's only one. Mountain. Hey.
Tell me who's your club. Tell me who's your club.
Portmore
Okay.
United.
Okay.
That's
All
my
right.
club. That's
all
my
right.
club. I mean, as a Portmore girl. I
Yeah,
mean, and
you support Portmore United.
having been to, I used to go to Frederica Park to
All the
watch
time?
matches. Most of the time.
Okay. All right.
To watch games. So yeah, Portmore is my club, and
Okay, good.
yeah.
So, like I said, the overall style and it's first thing, it's built by Jamaicans for Jamaicans, really. So the guy who is the designer, top quality. When you look at all the shirts and the story behind the designs, etc., I think it's just fabulous. And then the quality of the materials, they're top tier. So we expect to now move them, into mainstream, get people wearing and supporting the clubs. That's another way for the clubs to earn revenues.
Right. I was just about to ask you, because now that Admiral has now become the jersey partner, will we be able to get it in different stores in terms of distribution? Or
No, for sure.
Go to the clubs and hey, I want a jersey and I want this number and I want this.
Yeah, for sure. So that's the plan. A couple of the teams currently have jerseys in stock. Because we started, again, demand supply. We started with the ones who we think would have been ready.
Right.
But every one of the teams will have it. Now you can also purchase online. So if wherever you are in the world and you want to support a team, or you just want to get some of these, because we're doing non-partisan merch that you generally just will want to wear, and it's going to be cool. So I think that will help significantly to grow the visibility of the league, and then it will drive loyalty to the clubs, and again, revenues will go back to them.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the club specifically, because in terms of the involvement or reaching the community with the clubs, because I mean, I was happy, even though I didn't get a chance to go out to Fredinita Park on Sunday. I was happy that football is back in Portmore. I can't tell you how happy I am, because I'm every time we had football, we had to come to Kingston, and I'm I feel like Fredinita Park was being wasted, if you want a better term. But in terms of the other, because now I see Fredinita Park is back, and of course we do have down at Mount Pleasant, and of course Anthony Spalding being the standard bearer because of how they've done things. But talk to me now about the stretch in terms of these different venues for the Jamaica Premier League this year.
So we're big on it. We know that football is community centric. So we try to facilitate as far as possible, and most of the teams are within communities. So we're looking to re-engage, and we always have helped the clubs to upskill and find resources. So as far as West, football will be played at Catherine Hall all season long, which is, I think, extremely good.
Extremely good, yeah.
This Monday night, that's where we're going to be. And then, as far east as Harborview,
also Harborview is back.
Harborview is back.
What? I'm happy to hear that, because again, I felt the same way for Harborview as I felt for Fredinita, because I'm
and then the Clarendon-based teams, they'll also be playing in Clarendon. So you have Vere, you have Humberline in Effortville. Chapelton Maroons will be playing at a venue called Turner's. That's all the way up in Chapelton. And then the different teams, like I said, Jaxall is going to be buzzing every time Mount Pleasant plays there. And then we'll be using
the team
Sabina
with the crowd. That's what I call them. The team with the crowd.
All the teams have crowd. I can tell you, all the teams have crowd right now. Premier League is the space.
Pleasant crowd.
Man.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
I joke. But I'm literally excited for the Jamaica Premier League, especially having witnessed firsthand the playoffs for myself. The year before last and last year. I mean, I know and I can see that the Jamaica football, you guys doing a fantastic job. See, I can't.
Don't worry yourself.
I'm concentrated to say JFF, and I don't know why. Because, anyways, not going to tell you why. Not when you're sitting here. I'm not gonna, let anybody pre you like that. I will not. But
yeah, please don't.
I will tell you off the air.
Please don't.
But anything else that you want my listeners to know? We have a few more minutes left. Anything else for the season? Things that we can look forward to, and maybe a big up to your sponsors in terms of those who are keeping the Premier League going.
All right, so let's start with just the fact that our title, again, being very clear about how we're supporting the nation through sports. J-Ray and Nephew, they have stepped up big. They have vertically integrated in all the different leagues, and sports is a major part of their portfolio. So I think, credit must be given to them and their leadership team because they consistently support. And then you have the supporting partners, the Provens, the Just Bets, and the individual Lasco, Fosca, VM, JN Money. Those are people who always are there. So without the sponsors, I would say, and I don't necessarily use the word sponsor. They're a partner because we have a product and they have a product.
Right.
They want to push and we want to push. So there's a trade-off that's happening. But the general thing is that we're building, and this is not a year or 2 year project. This is literally 2036. This every time we're talking, it's always 2036. Those are the kinds of vision that we have, and it's scary, I can tell you, because we want to be the number one league in the world, right? And again, make it as fun as Jamaican-esque, but as global as is possible. So the theme this year is no excuses. So we want everybody not to have any excuse. So if you want to support, ensure that you come to the games. Yeah. That's the first thing. I promise you, every game that you go to, every community that you engage in, every stadium that you actually walk in, it's going to be a little bit different. So if you go to Waterhouse, I mean, again, football eliminates crime. I can tell you that much. So again, there's a misnomer. A lot of people assume that, boy, I'm scared to go these places. Trust me, when football is playing, you're good, So come out and support by coming to the games. Yeah. But if you can't come to the games, then you can watch the games because that's another form of support. Every time you watch it on your television or on demand, anywhere of the sort, it helps because they get visibility and again, they pump it back into the league. And then you can buy the merch as a form of support. If you want to, you can always invest if you have deep pockets and you think there's some kind of future returns because they are. And then just consistently build the nation through what we're doing because this is a viable career alternative and we just need to build it out together. No one group is responsible for the build out. And we just give thanks all the time. I think we're growing in a steady way. But the project is bigger than us. So we are running with it as we can, as fast as possible. And then hopefully whoever picks the button up whenever, they'll run faster too.
I think one of the interesting things I've seen, Owen, was it last week? Well, last week, this week, I'm seeing where the clubs, well, not the clubs, but Portmore especially, I'm not sure if it's with the other clubs, but the ticket, I saw a community ticket price and I was like, that is so interesting. Yeah. Because, I mean, that is so smart that you now are saying, okay, let me attract the community. But if you're a part of the community, then you get a discounted ticket. I think that's so brilliant.
Yeah, we're helping on several levels. When we say ecosystem build out, is literally ecosystem build out. So all the clubs, we are helping them strategize. How do you attract? How do you keep your supporters and fans engaged throughout? There must be strategies and we are copying global best practices. So it's not like, we're just in some lab cooking. We're saying, well, this is what happens globally. You have subscriptions, you have people who have season tickets, you have people who follow the team everywhere. And we want to create that culture because, again, I think Jamaica has the best of everything. So when you come to a football game, you're going to get high quality football, but it's the experience. Portmore is different from St. Ann. St. Ann is different from Montego Bay. And every one of those experiences you should be able to have and be able to compare. And that's really what we're trying. We're saying, let's create those avenues. Let's give the kids an opportunity to earn. And hopefully everybody can pretty much see growth in what they're doing.
You heard it from the man himself. He is the CEO of the PFJL, Mr. Owen Hill. Owen, thank you so much. I'm sure this will not be the only time we'll see him. You see, let me just look over here. This is
For sure.
This will not be the only time we'll see him in studio. And of course, creating in my schedule. I'm going to be at some of the games. I'm actually planning to be at Sabina Park tomorrow. This has been Sports Talk right here on the Family Station. We do this every Saturday between the hours of 1 to 2 p.m. It's been a fantastic time. Have a good weekend, everybody.